Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy PieManX12 back at it again with yet another video. So Attack on Titan Season 4 Episode 2 just dropped. We got a lot to unpack, so without further ado, let's just get straight into this and talk about what I thought of this new episode. So last week's episode was an absolutely action-packed, just like balls to the walls episode. Oh my god, that was like so wild. This week, on the other hand, not so action-packed. However, we get like a lot of like really juicy information. Some real juice. I'm like, you know what? I'm down for this. I really like this. Let's go with it. So right off the bat, the episode opens up with a bunch of Marley officials talking about how they no longer have the upper edge of, having titans and all of that, being able to fight all these countries, because now countries are starting to kind of develop new and emerging technologies. So basically, they're kind of in trouble. They're in trouble as, we saw in last week's episode. Now they have like anti-Titan tanks, anti-Titan cannons, the whole 9 yards. Another thing that we do learn from this scene is that Zeke only has like one more year left before he has to relinquish his Beast Titan powers. And we end up learning who gets to inherit it. And his name is Colt. We don't really know too much about him, but apparently he's not ready. So in this last ditch attempt, Zeke wants to, redeem himself, go back to Paradise Island, and get back the power of the founding Titan and all the Titans that they lost. Moving on, another really big information drop we get is that we get to see the human form of both the Jaw Titan as well as the Cart Titan. The Cart Titan's been here for a little while, but we've never even seen what she looks like. So in last week's episode, we heard the Jaw Titan referred to as Gilliard, but we never got to see who Gilliard was. But now we actually get to see it, and as well as how he inherited the Jaw Titan powers. So unfortunately, the Jaw Titan was inherited from Ymir, meaning that Ymir is no longer with us. Rest in peace, Ymir. So one of the things that should be mentioned is that it was kind of hinted in last week's episode as well. It seems that Reiner is having a really, really tough time dealing with the past and how he should feel about everything that went on. It seems that there's kind of like this tug of war going on between like how he felt, with Eren and the crew, and how he feels as an Eldian. And it's kind of just this back and forth tug of war. Honestly, I kind of feel bad for the guy. I feel for him, which is another thing. We kind of, through this episode, we kind of start to feel like for the Eldians. We start to kind of like feel empathy for them and whatnot. And I'd really like to see that explored a lot more as the series goes on. And it seems that that will be the case. We will start to like kind of see them no longer as the enemy and kind of as, a struggling group of people who are being like oppressed and all of that. That really does seem to be the case, and I am 100% on board with that. One more point that brought up that's kind of really interesting. It was kind of brought up a little bit in the beginning, but it was brought up again with the conversation between Reiner and Falco, was the fact that it seems that inheriting the Titan powers shortens your life like a lot. When Reiner and Falco were talking about Gabby ultimately inheriting the powers of the Armored Titan, Falco brought up a point that she would only live till like 27 years old. That's not a very long time. So it seems that inheriting Titan powers puts a lot of stress on your body, which begs the question, how long will people like Eren or even Armin live with these Titan powers? And if there's even a way around them, will Eren ultimately die at the end of Attack on Titan? I don't know, but that kind of scares me, and I'm not ready about that. We could theorize about this all day, but I think we're just going to move on. So another big thing that comes out of the conversation between Reiner and Falco is the fact that it seems that Reiner wants Falco to inherit the Armored Titan powers instead of Gabby to kind of save her from this dark future. So it seems that Reiner knows something bad is going to happen to the Eldians. Now, we could theorize about this all day, but I think shit's gonna get depressing real fast, and I'm not ready for this. I am not ready for it at all. But let's move on for a second. So then after that, the Eldian soldiers finally get to return home to their ghetto. And it seems that even after all that they've been through, all that they do for their country, they're still kind of forced behind these walls. They're forced in. They're enclosed like animals, and it really sucks. And that really, really makes me feel for the Eldians, because before we even knew about the history of the Eldians and all of that, we were just like, bro, screw the Titans. Reiner, Bertol, all of them, they're awful. But now we're kind of starting to step into the shoes of them, kind of see the conditions that they're living in, how they're being treated, how even after all that they do for their country, they're still being oppressed and being pushed into ghettos and behind walls. It hurts. It hurts big time. And I think, things are going to get worse for them, and it's going to hurt. So then moving on, at the end of the episode, there's a whole meeting between like all of the Titan shifters, and they seem to want to get back a Titan known as the Warhammer Titan. We don't really know too much about it. I know we've seen the Warhammer Titan in the trailer, but we don't know too much about him. But this is basically a part of a last-ditch attempt to go back to Paradise Island, get back Eren and all the Titans that they lost, and ultimately win this war that they're battling. Now, it seems that over the course of this episode, Reiner has really been struggling about his past on Paradise Island, and at the very, very end, it seems he's very hesitant to actually go back. So it seems in the near future we are going back. We are going to see Eren and everybody, and I'm super excited for this because a lot of time has passed, and I can't wait to see what they look like and what they've been up to. So sign me up. The only complaint that I do have about this episode, and it kind of rides off of more so one of the observations that I had last episode, is some of the animations are kind of wonky. Some of like the character animations look a little off. It doesn't completely derail the entire episode. It's just kind of like there are certain moments where you kind of look at a character and how they move, and it's like, it's a little off. But overall, I really think this episode has been an absolutely fantastic episode. It may have cut back a little bit on the action of, last week's episode, but everything else has just been absolutely stellar. The world building, the character building, and all of that. I am completely on board with this, and it seems that it's going to continue throughout the rest of the season. So, guys, what did you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you like what you enjoyed, please feel free to subscribe or even join my Discord or follow me over on Twitch. Links in the description. So until next time, guys, this has been PieManX12. Hope you guys have been having a fantastic day. Signing off. Peace.